Hello everyone, welcome back to CGB Mentors. So today we will discuss the most important PIB article from 12th to 13th February. Before starting the class, just let me know, am I audible? Is everything fine? Then I will start the class. And कैसे हैं आप सब? How you guys are doing? Is everything fine? Chaliye, let's start our today's class with a few MCQs from the last class. Right, as you all know that it is the ritual of my class. Before moving forward, we revise our previous content, right? So the first MCQ is here from the last class only. So under the market intervention scheme, the procurement coverage limit of production quantity of crops has been increased from the existing 20% to dash. Now you have to tell me the correct answer. Tell me everyone. Under the market intervention scheme, the procurement coverage limit of production quantity of crops has been increased from 20% to, yes, very good. It has been increased from 20% to 25%. So remember this thing, the percentage has been increased for the procurement under the market intervention scheme from 20% to 25%, right? Very good everyone. So this is your second question and I've given you this question as your homework question. Now tell me the correct answer. Market intervention scheme will only be implemented when there is a minimum reduction of dash percentage in the prevailing market price as compared to the previous normal year. Fill in the blank with the following options. Now you have to tell me that when will this particular initiative be implemented? Yes, very good everyone. So, when will this particular initiative will be implemented? This initiative will be implemented only when there is a reduction of minimum 10% in the market price of that particular commodity which is included in this particular initiative. So, if the price of the particular commodity has reduced by minimum 10% or more than 10%, then only this particular initiative will be implemented. And if the reduction is less than 10%, then obviously this particular initiative will not be implemented, right? So, the correct answer is option number 5th. Question number 30 is here, everyone. बताइए, the government has also made an announcement in budget that procurement of tur, urad and masoor up to 100% of the production of the state will be continued to achieve self-sufficiency in pulses. So it will be continued for how many years, everyone? So Maharishi, today we don't have any question with respect to this particular abhiyan. We will cover these things बाद में, ठीक है? अभी तो फिलहाल करंट न्यूज़ पे ध्यान दे देते हैं. Yes, very good. So, you need to remember this thing that procurement of tur, urad and masoor under the price support scheme has been enhanced to up to 100%, right? And it will be continued for how many years? For 4 years, okay? So, the correct answer will be option number 2nd only. Question number 4th is here. As per the current Open Market Sales Scheme policy, reserve price for the sale of rice to state government, corporation of state government without participating to community kitchens is fixed at 2250 rupees per quintal for a total quantity not exceeding. So, need to tell me the total quantity, right? We have discussed this particular initiative. कि इस price पे हम इनको देंगे तो, but the particular quantity should not exceed a particular limit, right? So, now you have to tell me the limit. Yes, very good. Very good, Purnima. So, the correct answer is 12 lakh metric tons. Now, you have to tell me the limit. Now, you have to tell me the limit for rice for ethanol. Rice for ethanol के लिए कितना क्वांटिटी एक्सीड नहीं करना चाहिए if you're not participating in e-auction. Then what is the limit for rice for ethanol? As we all know that we have some kind of limit for ethanol as well, right? The rice for ethanol production will be sold at 20 to 50 rupees per quintal, right? If the state is not, if the entity is not participating in auction, right? But there is some kind of limit on the quantity, right? Yes, very good. The limit is 24 lakh metric tons. So basically, you can procure rice for ethanol production at this particular rate per quintal, at this particular rate without participating in e-auction, but there is a limit on quantity that you should not exceed the procurement. Basically, you cannot procure more than 24 lakh metric tons, right? And if you are procuring rice for, basically, if the states are procuring rice, then this limit will not exceed 12 lakh metric tons, right? Question number 5 is here, everyone. Union Minister for Health and Family Welfare has launched the annual nationwide mass drug administration campaign for lymphatic filariasis. What is the target year set by the government to eliminate lymphatic filariasis, everyone? What is the target year set by the government to eliminate lymphatic filariasis? Yes, very good. The government has set a target that by the year 2027, we will eliminate this particular disease, that is lymphatic filariasis, right? And now you have to tell me how many states are endemic to this particular district. How many states? I'm talking about states. In how many states are endemic to this particular disease? How many states are endemic to this particular disease, everyone? Yes, very good. These are, so we have 13 endemic states to this particular disease, right? Question number 6 is here, everyone. What is the name of the India's first indigenous automated biomedical waste treatment plant that has been inaugurated at AIIMS, New Delhi? What is the name of the India's first indigenous automated biomedical waste treatment plant that has been inaugurated at AIIMS, New Delhi? So the name of this India's first indigenous automated biomedical waste treatment plant is SR Janam. Okay, so need to remember this thing. SR Janam is India's first indigenous automated biomedical waste treatment plant that has been inaugurated at AIIMS, New Delhi, right? Chaliye, so let's start our today's class. So the first news is Ministry of New and Renewable. So the first news is of Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, and the news is PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana turns 1. So basically, PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana has completed 1 year of implementation, right? Okay, so recently this particular initiative has completed 1 year of implementation. So achievement कोई बहुत बड़ी नहीं है, but still we will discuss each and everything about this particular initiative because this initiative is very important. Maybe this year the question can be asked from this particular initiative in your phase 2 examination of RBI or NABARD grade A. Now, what is the objective of this particular initiative? Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. So नाम से पता लग रहा है that they are talking about Surya, right? So they are talking about solar energy. So basically, with the help of this particular initiative, the government of India aims to increase the adoption of solar power or solar energy across the country. क्या objective है? That we want to increase the adoption of solar energy across the country. But why do we want to promote solar energy? Because it is a renewable energy, and at the end, as you all know, that we have this Sustainable Development Goal number 13, which talks about climate action, right? Climate action, and Then we have sustainable development goal number 7, which talks about clean and affordable energy. So to achieve these two particular targets, government is focusing so much on renewable energy, because renewable energy is a greener energy, right? It's a green energy. Green का मतलब क्या हुआ? Obviously this will emit lesser amount of greenhouse gas emission, and when any energy will emit lesser amount of greenhouse gases, then obviously it will promote greener, then it will basically help India to achieve this particular target, that is clean and affordable energy, right? And जैसे ही less amount of greenhouse gases emission होगा तो फिर क्या होगा? Obviously our environment will be more pure, right? So air pollution in the country, so air pollution, or basically the pollution in the country will reduce, right? Pollution will reduce. Now, if we are promoting the adoption of solar energy, so obviously now what will happen? Now every household will, try to install solar rooftops over their roofs, right? अब वो roof पे लगाएंगे, so obviously we need people to do all this, to do all installation, right? So at the end, basically this particular initiative will also generate employment, right? So CO2 emissions कम होगा, employment generation होगा, and we will achieve these two targets as well. Then at the end, what will happen? Obviously, it will give a boost to sustainable development initiatives of the government of India, right? And employment generate होगा तो obviously economic growth को भी boost मिलेगा with the help of this particular initiative only, right? So these are the multiple advantages of this particular initiative. Now, we will learn some facts about this particular initiative. So as this initiative has completed 1 year of implementation, so this initiative was launched in February 2024. Specifically बात करें तो February में launch किया गया था in the year 2024. But do you need to remember the month? No, you just need to remember the launch year. So the launch year of this particular initiative is 2024. अब इसमें क्या बोला मैंने आपको? That with the help of this particular initiative, we want to promote the adoption of solar energy, right? We want to promote the adoption of solar energy, ठीक है? So the target or the objective of this particular initiative is that we want to provide solar power to 1 crore households by March 2027. So what is the target of this particular initiative? As we want to promote the adoption of solar energy, so the target of this particular initiative is that we will supply solar power to 1 crore households by the year March 2027. By March 2027. So this year, this target is very important. And under this particular initiative, government will try to provide 300 units of free electricity, 300 units of free electricity to 1 crore households and on a monthly basis. So government will increase the supply of solar power by promoting the installation of solar panels over the rooftops of the households, and with the help of those solar rooftops, what will happen? Government will basically provide 300 units of free electricity to the 1 crore households, and under this initiative, the target is that we will supply solar power to 1 crore households by March 2027. And कितने units of electricity provide करने वाले हैं? 300 units of electricity, that too free electricity, okay? Now, अब सी, अब इस इनिशिएटिव में हमने ये तो बोल दिया that we want to increase the adoption of solar energy, we will encourage households to install solar rooftops, right? इंस्टॉलेशन करवाएंगे. नाउ इंस्टॉलेशन कराएंगे तो कुछ कॉस्ट तो लगेगा ना, राइट? एंड जैसे कि सिर्फ स्कीम लॉन्च करने देने से होता जाता नहीं है. सो गवर्नमेंट का ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? दैट ऑब्वियसली एट द एंड अंडर दिस पर्टिकुलर इनिशिएटिव वी विल एनकरेज हाउसहोल्ड्स टू इंस्टॉल सोलर रूफटॉप्स. सो आप एनकरेज कैसे करेंगे? सिर्फ बोल देने से नहीं. यू हैव टू गिव सम काइंड ऑफ फाइनेंशियल इंसेंटिव एज वेल टू द हाउसहोल्ड्स. अदरवाइज हाउसहोल्ड्स विल नॉट बी मोटिवेटेड और दे विल बी लाइक कि भाई एक्स्ट्रा चार्ज क्यों ही, अपना एक्स्ट्रा खर्चा क्यों बढ़ाना है एक सोलर रूफटॉप के लिए, राइट? दे विल बी लाइक कि ठीक है मंथली इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल आते हैं वहां पे कर देंगे, क्या ही दिक्कत है, राइट? सो विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर इनिशिएटिव गवर्नमेंट विल ट्राई टू नज, गवर्नमेंट विल ट्राई टू मोटिवेट households to install solar rooftops. So वो motivate कैसे करेंगे? With the help of subsidy. With the help of subsidy. Okay. So subsidy क्या है? The schemes offer subsidy of up to 40% to the household. कितना subsidy देंगे? Up to 40%. So maximum subsidy किसी को भी मिलेगी up to 40%. Remember this thing. Now, अब आपने if your average monthly electricity consumption is in between 0 to 150 units. If your average monthly इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कंजम्पशन इज इन बिटवीन 0 to 150 एंड प्लांट कैपेसिटी कितनी है 1 to 2 किलोवाट्स, देन सब्सिडी सपोर्ट कितने तक का हो सकता है 30,000 से 60,000 रुपीज. तो गवर्नमेंट ने क्या बोला दैट इफ योर कंजम्पशन इज इन बिटवीन 0 to 150 यूनिट्स एंड इफ योर प्लांट कैपेसिटी इज इन बिटवीन 1 to 2 किलोवाट्स, देन सब्सिडी सपोर्ट कितने तक का मिल सकता है 30,000 से 60,000 का. एंड दीज फिगर्स यू हैव टू रिमेंबर. ठीक है, सो क्या मैंने आपको बोला कि इफ द यूनिट एवरेज कंजम्पशन कितना है 0 to 150 यूनिट्स, राइट, एंड प्लांट कैपेसिटी कितनी है 1 to 2 किलोवाट, देन सब्सिडी विल बी 30,000 to it will be in between 30,000 to 60,000. Okay, now if your average monthly consumption is in between 150 to 300 units, then and your plant capacity is in between 2 to 3 kilowatt, then subsidy support कितना का होगा 60,000 to 78,000. So basically the minimum subsidy that you will get under this particular initiative is 30,000 and the maximum subsidy that you will get is 78,000. And if your consumption is above 300 units and your plant capacity is above 3 kilowatt, then the maximum subsidy that you can avail under this particular initiative is 78,000 only. So you need to remember, minimum subsidy कितना है 30,000 रुपए, maximum subsidy is 78,000 rupees, right? अब ये तीनों को एक बार दोबारा से रिवाइज करो मेरे साथ. So if your monthly average consumption is between 0 to 150 units, right, and if your plant capacity is between 1 to 2 kilowatts, then the subsidy support that you can avail under this particular initiative is in between 30,000 to 60,000. 30,000 to 60,000. If your consumption is between 150 units to 300 units and if your plant capacity is in between 2 to 3 kilowatt, then you will get the subsidy support in between 60,000 to 78,000. And if you cross this 300 limit and if you cross this 300 limit, then the maximum support that you will get from the government of India is only 78,000 only. उसके बाद you have to bear the cost. Okay, so याद रहेगा, this is very important. And maximum support का subsidy का percentage कितना बताया 40%, right? अब देखिए, कुछ तो सब्सिडी सपोर्ट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया दे देगी, राइट, बट द प्रॉब्लम इज क्या आप पता जो हाउस होल्ड हैं उनके पास पैसे ही ना हो इंस्टॉल कराने के लिए, राइट? सो गवर्नमेंट ने कहा डोंट वरी, वी आर हियर, वी विल प्रोवाइड यू सब्सिडी एंड वी विल ऑल्सो प्रोवाइड यू लो कॉस्ट लोन, लो कॉस्ट लोन, दैट टू collateral free loan. So government of India under this particular initiative has also said this thing that we will provide you subsidy support, उसके साथ साथ we will also help you to get collateral free loan. Collateral free loan का simple सा मतलब क्या होगा, that you are getting loan, in return in exchange you don't have to give anything as collateral in advance. जैसे कि होता है ना कि सपोज आपको प्रॉपर्टी के पेपर्स रखने पड़ गए या आपने किसी अपने सपोज गाड़ी के पेपर्स रख दिए, सो वो सारी चीजें कुछ करने की जरूरत पड़ेगी. यू डोंट हैव टू गिव एनीथिंग to get that particular loan under this particular initiative. ठीक है, starting में you don't have to give anything, you just have to go to the bank and tell them that we are eligible under this particular initiative, so you have to give me collateral free loan. Why? Because government of India ने बोला है कि you will get collateral free loan under this particular initiative. ठीक है, और low cost loan है तो government ने क्या बोला है, low interest loans at around 7% इंटरेस्ट रेट. तो इंटरेस्ट रेट कितना है 7%. सो लो इंटरेस्ट चार्ज करेंगे कितना परसेंट का 7% का, बट द कंडीशन इज दैट योर प्लांट कैपेसिटी शुड बी लेस देन 3 किलोवाट. सो कंडीशन क्या रखी गवर्नमेंट ने, दैट योर प्लांट कैपेसिटी शुड बी लेस देन 3 किलोवाट, देन ओनली यू विल गेट कोलेटरल फ्री लोन एट द रेट ऑफ 7%, राइट? अब एलिजिबिलिटी क्या है, अब देखिए एलिजिबिलिटी इतना कुछ खास नहीं है. So क्या है that obviously you must be an Indian citizen, then only government will provide you support, and then household must own a house with a roof that is suitable for installing solar panels. Obviously with the help of this particular initiative we want to encourage everyone to install solar rooftops, right? So obviously आपको इस पे छत होनी चाहिए ना जहाँ पे आप उस पैनल को इंस्टॉल कर सके. अगर है ही नहीं तो फिर इस इनिशिएटिव के अंदर गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, इफ गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया प्रोवाइडिंग यू सपोर्ट, देन उसका फायदा क्या होगा? देयर इज नो यूज, राइट? सो एक क्राइटेरिया सिंपल से ये है दैट यू मस्ट ओन अ हाउस जिसमें छत होनी चाहिए जिसपे आप सोलर पैनल्स को इंस्टॉल कर सके. ओके, एंड देन आपके वैलिड इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कलेक्शन होना चाहिए एंड यू मस्ट नॉट हैव अवेल्ड एनी अदर सब्सिडी फॉर सोलर पैनल्स. तो इतना कुछ हाईफाई वाला नहीं है, आपको सब याद रहेगा. ऑब्वियसली इफ यू हैव टेकन एडवांटेज ऑफ एनी अदर इनिशिएटिव, देन व्हाई विल गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया विल गिव यू अनदर इंसेंटिव, राइट, फॉर द सिमिलर पर्पस. सिमिलर पर्पस के लिए आप दो जगह से पैसे नहीं ले सकते, राइट? नाउ अचीवमेंट क्या हुआ है पिछले 1 सालों में? 6.3 लाख इंस्टॉलेशंस कंप्लीट हो चुके हैं एंड टोटल 1.45 करोड़ रजिस्ट्रेशंस हैज बीन मेड. Now then we have one component under this particular initiative. So Muft Bijli Yojana has n number of components. So this is the component that was mentioned in the PIB. So we will discuss this thing. So model solar village, a component of the scheme. So under this particular initiative, basically one village per district will be selected as a model village. Now this model village will basically act as a role model for other villages. This model village will act as a role model for other villages, right? And one model solar village per district will be selected, right? And what is the total outlay of this particular component? The total outlay of this particular component is 800 crore rupees. The total allocation of this particular component is 800 crore rupees. Remember this thing. And under this, if any village is selected as a model village, then Government of India will give them central financial assistance of 1 crore rupees. So if the village is selected as model village, then Government of India will give them central financial assistance of 1 crore rupees. So you need to remember 2-3 things here. The total outlay is 800 crores, right? And per district, this model village will be selected, right? And central financial assistance कितने का मिलेगा? 1 crore rupees. This is the most important factor. Now, how will these villages will be selected? So, सबसे पहले बोल रहे हैं, a village must be a revenue village with a population of over 5,000. Population कम से कम 5,000 से ज़्यादा की होनी चाहिए आपकी. And special category में 2,000 होगा. Then competition, then there will be, government will announce some competition. Then the villages have to participate in that competition. And जो उस competition में जीतेगा, उसको हम क्या करेंगे? हम उसको solar village का model solar village का नाम दे देंगे, okay? Central financial assistance जैसे मैं आपको बता चुकी हूँ 1 crore rupees का, right? अब जैसे कि मैंने आपको बोला, अभी हम बात कर रहे थे सूर्या घर मुफ्त बिजली योजना की, राइट? एंड देयर आर एन नंबर ऑफ एडवांटेजेस ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर इनिशिएटिव. तो एडवांटेज क्या है? गवर्नमेंट का जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी में जितना खर्चा जाता था उसमें 75,000 करोड़ रुपीस सेव होगा. देन द नेक्स्ट इज this particular initiative will give a boost to renewable energy by adding 30 gigawatt of solar capacity, right? And this particular initiative will also help in reduction of CO2 emission by 720 million tons. So reduction of CO2 emissions by 720 million tons. जैसे अभी हमने बात की है that solar energy is a clean energy, right? It's a renewable energy. So obviously greenhouse gases जो होती है वो कम emit होगी, right? So this particular initiative will help in reduction of CO2 emission by 720 million tons. And at that, जैसे मैंने बोला that you need people to install solar rooftop panels, right? You need people to maintain that particular solar panel. So at the end, this particular initiative will directly create 17 lakh jobs. And at the end, if the people are getting job, then their income will increase, right? See, अब जब भी employment क्यों important होता है? The people will get job, right? And job मिलने से क्या हो रहा है? पहले ये इंसान, this person, right? Suppose this is a individual. Now this person has got good job, right? अब job मिलने के बाद क्या हो गया? First, obviously इसका income आ गया इसके पास. अब income होगा, so obviously this person will spend in the economy. Earlier, when this person, अभी suppose आप ही का example लेते हैं. If you are a full-time aspirant and if you're not doing any job, then what will happen? Obviously, आपके पास पैसे नहीं है, so आप कम से कम खर्चा करेंगे जितने आपको घर वाले देते हैं, right? But when you will earn good amount of salary, then what will happen? You will spend in the economy, right? You will demand for more. You will spend in the economy. And जैसे spending बढ़ता है economy में, then क्या होता है? Producers will be motivated. Then the producers will be motivated to produce more. Right? Now they will produce more in the economy. Now, अब produce more करने के लिए, again the producers will need more number of people. So this particular process will generate more number of employment opportunities. Now, what is happening? And see, this person job लगी, income बढ़ी, expenditure किया. And इसी इंसान की वजह से क्या हुआ? अब क्योंकि उन्होंने डिमांड ज्यादा किया, राइट? तो प्रोड्यूसर्स विल बी लाइक ठीक है, द पीपल आर परचेजिंग मोर, सो वी हैव टू प्रोड्यूस मोर, एंड टू प्रोड्यूस मोर वी नीड मोर नंबर ऑफ पीपल. सो दिस पर्टिकुलर प्रोसेस विल जनरेट फर्दर एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज, राइट? सो बेसिकली अगर एक इंसान को भी जॉब मिल रही है, यहाँ पे तो 17 लाख डायरेक्ट जॉब्स होने वाली है. सो व्हाट विल हैपन? इट विल क्रिएट अ वर्चुअस साइकिल ऑफ इकोनॉमिक प्रॉस्पेरिटी फॉर एवरीवन, एंड इट विल गिव अ बूस्ट टू economic growth in the country, right? And it will help India to become a developed nation by 2047, right? So these are the advantages of this particular initiative. Very beautiful initiative, and we have covered almost all the important details with respect to this particular initiative, okay? Chaliye. Now the next is Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying. So extension of PM Matsya Sampada Yojana. So I have not added any detail about this particular initiative because we have discussed this initiative n number of times, right? So you have to revise this particular initiative from your schemes document, okay? So Matsya Sampada Yojana का simple objective क्या है? That we want to bring sustainable blue revolution. We want to increase the fish production in the country. We want to improve the fish farmers income. We want to double the income of fish farmers, right? We want to reduce the post harvest losses. So these are the objectives of this particular initiative, right? And अब recent इसका सबसे important fact ये है that now this particular initiative has been extended for another 1 year till financial year 2025-26. So Matsya Sampada Yojana has been extended by the government of India till financial year 2026. So this is your recent data that you all have to remember, okay? And Matsya Sampada Yojana, you have to revise it from your schemes document. Now the next is Ministry of Panchayati Raj. So basically, they have released this report on status of devolution to panchayats in states index report, right? क्या है? Report on status of devolution to panchayats in states index report. पहले हम थोड़ा सा background बात करते हैं, right? So I hope you all know that under the article 243G, under the article 243G of the Constitution of the India, the states has this obligation that they have to delegate the authority and responsibility with respect to 29 subjects to whom? To panchayats, right? So state का obligation क्या है? Under article 243G that the states has to delegate the authority and responsibility with respect to 29 subjects to whom? To panchayats of the country, right? पंचायत को क्या करना है? 29 subjects की responsibility दे देनी है, ठीक है? Now these subjects are related to development, regional level development, all about regional level development. So states की obligation क्या थी? 29 subjects देने पंचायत को, right? Now with the help of this particular report, what we are trying to see? We are trying to analyze the progress of decentralization. What we are trying to do? We are trying to do the analysis of the progress of decentralization. Now what is decentralization? Decentralization is basically the distribution of authority and responsibility to various levels of management, right? And here क्या बताया? इसमें the 29 subjects related authority and responsibility you have to pass it to panchayats, right? Now the objective of this particular report is to just to see that how much our panchayats are free, whether they are independent or not, whether they are taking the important decision with respect to this particular index or not, whether the states are involving in these decisions or not. So basically with the help of this particular report, we are just trying to see the devolution of authority and responsibility that has been given to the panchayats, right? And we just want to see कि वो कितने independent है in making and implementing the important decisions. So basically with the help of this report, we are just trying to see the level of decentralization that is happening in our country and how much our panchayats are free, whether they are independent or not, whether they are able to take important decisions or not. So this is the objective behind launching this particular report. Understood? Now as usual, report है तो we will have n number of facts and figures, right? But I have tried कि जो important है सिर्फ वही लेके आए. So let's discuss. So this report is prepared by whom? So this report is prepared by Indian Institute of Public Administration. So one of the important fact about this particular initiative is this report is prepared by Indian Institute of Public Administration. And as you all know that if there is any report, then obviously there will be some kind of dimension, there will be some kind of sub-indices, right? So this index evaluates the performance of panchayats across 6 critical dimensions. So this report has 6 critical dimensions and these dimensions are framework, functions, finances, functionaries, capacity building, accountability of the panchayats. So क्या है dimensions हमारे? Framework, functions, finances, functionaries, capacity building, accountability. So repeat करिए मेरे साथ. Framework, functions, finances, functionaries, capacity enhancement and what? And accountability. So these are the 6 dimensions of this particular report and you have to remember these 6 dimensions, okay? So this is just for your reference, okay? Now key highlights देख लेते हैं report की. तो key highlights क्या है? The overall devolution percentage has increased from 39.9% to 43.9%. So between this particular time period, the devolution percentage has increased, overall percentage has increased from 39.9% to 43.9%. So basically this report states that now our panchayats are becoming more free, they are becoming more dependent, right? So the overall score has enhanced from 39.9% to 43.9%, right? And so as you all know that we have 6 dimensions of this particular index, right? So capacity enhancement component has increased substantially from 44% to 54.6% because of this particular initiative, that is Rashtriya Gram Swaraj Abhiyan. And this Gram Swaraj Abhiyan is all about that we want to empower our Gram Panchayats, right? We want to enhance their capacity, we want to empower them, we want to equip them with the necessary skills and knowledge. So capacity enhancement जो component है, it has increased from 44% to 54.6%. And your functionary component, substantial jump of more than 10%. And then we have top 5 states. So top 5 states, very important: Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, UP. Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, UP. So the 5 states are Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, UP. Remember, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, UP are your top 5 states, okay? And UP का परफॉर्मेंस बहुत इंप्रूव हुआ है फ्रॉम 5th प्लेस टू 15th पोजीशन, एंड त्रिपुरा ने भी बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस दिखाया फ्रॉम 7th प्लेस टू 13th रैंक. I'm so sorry, from 13th to 7th and from 15th to 5th, okay? Now, these facts are very important for you all. So, if we will talk about each and every dimension, then we will see framework में Kerala has top. So, in the framework dimension, Kerala has top, and in the functions dimension, Tamil Nadu has top, in finances dimension, Karnataka has top, in functionaries dimension, Gujarat has top, capacity enhancement में Telangana has top, and accountability में again Karnataka has top. So you have to remember the name of these states, कौन से state ने कौन से dimension में top किया है. So this is the very important data with respect to this particular report, and this report is very important for the NABARD grade A aspirants and even for the RBI grade B aspirants. ठीक है, RBI वालों के लिए क्यों important है, phase 1 में पूछा जा सकता है, and NABARD वालों के लिए phase 1 phase 2 दोनों में पूछा जा सकता है, okay? And initially for 3 years, this particular report was prepared by National Council of Applied Economic Research, and later on Indian Institute of Public Administration took the responsibility to develop this particular report, okay? Now we have phase 1 news, consumer price index numbers for rural, urban and combined. So these current numbers are not important, but again this particular index is very important. So consumer price index combined, this basically shows the level of inflation that our consumers are facing, right? It basically gives us a clear picture about the cost of living of consumers across the country, right? Basically of the citizens of the country, because we are the consumers, right? So the base year of this particular index is 2012, and it is released by NSO, Ministry of Statistics. So these are the static data that you all have to remember. सारे इंडेक्स का static data अच्छे से घोल के पी लो, क्योंकि हर साल से कुछ ना कोई क्वेश्चन आता ही आता है, okay? Now, this has basically following components. So the first component is food and beverages, second is miscellaneous, third is housing, fuel and light, clothing and footwear, then we have pan, tobacco and intoxicants. ठीक है, pan, tobacco and intoxicants, and you need to remember this thing, that under this particular index the highest weightage is given to the food and beverages section, then the second highest weightage is given to the miscellaneous commodities, and the least weightage is given to the pan, tobacco and intoxicants. And now the one of the most important fact that you all have to remember, that see, we have this component food and beverages, right? Basically when this component is compiled, under this particular component we have 12 subgroups. We have 12 subgroups, okay? We have 12 subgroups under the food and beverages component, and if you will eliminate 2 subgroups from these 12 subgroups, अब कौन से आप 2 subgroup minus करेंगे? कोई मुझे बता सकता है यहाँ पे? Is there anyone who can tell me that which subgroups will we minus from this to get our consumer food price index? कोई किसी को याद है? We have discussed this thing in the previous month only. किसी को याद है कि which 2 subgroups will be eliminated to get our consumer food price index, to get our all India consumer food price index? Is there anyone who can tell me that food and beverages में कितने components होते हैं? 12 subgroups होते हैं, right? If we will eliminate 2 subgroups, then we will get our all India consumer food price index. Now you have to tell me that वो subgroups कौन से हैं? किसी को याद है? Nobody remembers? This is a very important question and maybe in future they can ask you this question in your phase 2 as well. Phase 2 किसी के भी RBI, NABARD कोई सब एग्जाम दे रहे सब में, because ESI is very important and then this is a static part, तो ये और ज़्यादा important हो जाता है. So if you will eliminate the non-alcoholic beverages and prepared meals. So these are the 2 subgroups, prepared meals. If you will eliminate non-alcoholic beverages and prepared meals subgroup from these 12 subgroups, then you will get your all India consumer food price index. Then what will you get? So food and beverages में कितने component है? 12 subgroups है, right? And if you will eliminate 2 things like your non-alcoholic beverages and your prepared meals, then you will get your what? You will get your all India consumer food price index, right? You will get your all India consumer food price index. जैसा कि मैंने बताया that if you will exclude non-alcoholic beverages and prepared meals, then you will get your all India consumer food price index, and it constitutes 39.06% of weight in the CPI combined. So this weightage is also very important, that अगर total weight 100 है इस particular index का, that is CPI combined का, right? So this all India consumer food price index constitutes 39.06% of the total weight to this particular index, that is CPI combined. So CPI combined में कितना constitute करता है? All India consumer food price index, that is 39.06%. And as you all know that we have 6 components of CPI combined. 6 components कौन कौन से अभी हमने discuss किए हैं? Food and beverages, then we have the miscellaneous, housing, fuel, clothing and pan, tobacco and intoxicant. And food and beverages component has 12 subgroups, and if you will eliminate 2 subgroups, that is non-alcoholic beverages and prepared meals, then you will get your all India consumer food price index, and this particular price index constitutes 39.06% of the total weight of CPI combined. Understood everyone? Now the next is India's index of industrial production. Again the same thing applies here as well, that you don't need to do the monthly data, but we have to do the static data. So the base year of this particular index is 2011 and 12, and the industry groups that is measured in this particular index is classified into 2 groups, broad sectors and use-based sectors. And in broad sectors we have manufacturing, mining and electricity. In broad sectors we have manufacturing, mining and electricity, and this particular question was asked in your 2023 prelims examination of RBI grade B examination, that which of the following industry or which of the following sectors is not included in the broad sectors. ठीक है, so उस टाइम तो उन्होंने options different frame किया था, but आपको पता होना चाहिए that in the broad sector of India's indexed industrial production index we have 3 sectors, that is manufacturing, mining and electricity. याद रहेगा. Then we have the use-based sector. Use-based sectors में we have capital goods, basic goods, intermediate goods, non-intermediate goods, infrastructure goods, consumer durables and consumer non-durables. Okay. And the quick index of this particular index is released on 12th of every month. So on 12th of every month, the quick estimates of this index has been released by the government of India. Okay. Now ANRF launches call for proposal under the JC Bose grant. So first of all, you need to remember Anusandhan National Research Foundation has announced the launch of JC Bose grant. So किसने launch किया है? सबसे पहले तो वो important चाहता है, that is ANRF, Anusandhan National Research Foundation. Now what is this grant is all about? So basically with the help of this particular grant, we will support the senior level scientists, we will support senior level researchers, we will support senior level scientists who are basically showing exceptional performance in various domains of science and technology. Basically, we will support, with the help of this particular grant, we will provide financial support to the researchers who are showing exceptional performance in various domains of science and technology. Science and technology related field में आपने किसी भी field में बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, then the government will provide you support with the help of this particular grant. Okay. Now, so grant provides an annual research funding मिलती है. Okay. Annual research funding of 25 lakhs for a duration of 5 years. So annual research funding कितने की मिलेगी? 25 lakh rupees फॉर अ ड्यूरेशन ऑफ 5 years, फॉर अ ड्यूरेशन ऑफ 5 years. सो ग्रांट कितने का मिलेगा? एनुअल ड्यूरेशन 25 लाख का, कितने साल को मिलेगा? 5 साल का मिलेगा. ओके. एंड एनुअल ओवरहेड कितना है? एडिशनली एंड ओवरहेड बेसिकली गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया विल गिव 1 लाख रुपीज टू द वेरियस इंस्टीट्यूशंस टू इंप्लीमेंट दिस पर्टिकुलर इनिशिएटिव. सो जो भी एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कॉस्ट आता है उसके लिए कितना पैसा देगी गवर्नमेंट? 1 लाख रुपीज टू द इंप्लीमेंटिंग इंस्टीट्यूशन. सो द इंस्टीट्यूशंस हु आर इंप्लीमेंटिंग दिस जेसी बॉस ग्रांट इनिशिएटिव, the government will provide them 1 lakh rupees as a financial incentive to implement this particular initiative. Okay, and the researchers who can avail this particular grant, so they can avail until the age of 68. So 68 के years होने तक they can avail this particular grant. Okay. Now the next is Department of Telecommunication and Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure has developed a comprehensive report on disaster risk and resilience assessment framework. ठीक है. And basically this framework they have launched basically to strengthen India's telecom ecosystem, to strengthen India's telecom infrastructure, to make our telecom infrastructure more disaster resilient, कि कोई भी तूफान भी आ जाए हमारे जो telecom infrastructure है उसका तहस-नहस नहीं होना चाहिए. So who have basically which agencies are involved in the development of this particular framework to improve India's telecom infrastructure? The agencies are Department of Telecommunication and Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure. Okay. And the study will be conducted in 5 states, that is Assam, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Uttarakhand, Gujarat. Assam, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Uttarakhand and Gujarat. Okay. Now, Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, it is a coalition. Basically, it is an international organization and it is a global partnership of various institutions, and currently we have 49 members. Now this coalition basically aims to make our infrastructure across the world more disaster resilient. Simple. Okay. Now the next is Dr. Mansukh Mandavia to inaugurate first ever regional dialogue on global coalition for social justice. So first ever regional dialogue on global coalition for social justice is going to be held at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. Now, who is going to organize this regional dialogue? So, this regional dialogue on the Global Coalition for Social Justice will be organized by the Ministry of Labour and Employment with Confederation of Indian Industry Employers Federation of India. So, Ministry of Labour and Employment with Confederation of Indian Industry Employers Federation of India will host this first ever regional dialogue on Global Coalition for Social Justice that will be held at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. Now, this Global Coalition for Social Justice is set up by the ILO, which basically aims to promote social justice across the country. Simple. Across the globe. Now, this Global Coalition was set up in 2023 by ILO, International Labour Organization. Okay. So, only these things are important. Just chaliye. This is your homework question. Tell me the correct answer of this question in the comment section. Now, if you have any doubt with respect to anything, you guys can ask. If you don't have any doubt, then we will end the session here only. And hello everyone. No, Samatha. The correct answer is not 39% of this question. चलिए करेक्ट आंसर रिवाइज करना है एंड देन उसके बाद आपको कमेंट सेक्शन में इसका आंसर बताना है. ओके चलिए बाय एवरीवन, टेक केयर एवरीवन एंड कीप डूइंग रिवीजन ऑन अ डेली बेसिस बिकॉज रिवीजन इज द की टू क्लियर दिस एग्जामिनेशन. यस आई सीए क्लास विल बी देयर टुमारो. आज नहीं होगी, कल होगी आपकी क्लास शायद से.